stories that's rocking the world. Thank you for tuning in to Bizzy MC TV. Like I told y'all, we ain't gonna stop. Tomorrow I got my cousin James Johnson on the show. Positive brother. It was nice stories, man. Dead man receives 2 COVID shots. How you give a dead nigga a COVID shot? Next story. 6 killed, 56 wounded in Chicago violence. Y'all niggas ain't tired of that shit. I am. All the shit black people got going on in this country, and we gotta deal with us as being adversaries to each other to kill. That shit crazy, man. In the next story, I'm gonna bring you the dark side of science and how they're trying to find out the violence patterns in children. That's what's going down on Bizzy MC TV today, man. Thank you for showing up tonight. Get this shit right, family. I just got finished shooting some ball outside, man. Feel good. Stay in good health. Alright? So we about to bring the stories in. Alright, we about to bring the stories in right now, okay? First story I'm gonna bring in via YouTube, okay? The Dark Side of Science, the Bobo doll experiment of 1963. I never heard that before in my life. Have you heard of that, family? All right, so we're about to go into it.
It is the 7th of December 1993, and the first of several congressional hearings is waiting to begin. The room is full with people, with an empty table near the front. One side has a TV screen and an easel. Senator John Lieberman, holding a light gun, begins to speak. He explains that video games are increasingly becoming a more violent and dangerous influence on children. The TV is switched on, and a video of Mortal Kombat springs to life. As the senator...
Like I was telling y'all, man, yesterday, yesterday's show where I was talking about imitation and originality. These children, oh, Ron, I'm going to call you right back. These children are learning shit from these video games, man. Rappers, social media, they're learning this shit, bro. Your daughter and your son is learning this shit, man. And that's the real reason why we got so many of our children out here on demon time. You know what I'm saying? Because they learning this shit, bro. But let me keep going with the story.
Continues to speak. He describes the basis for the game. As the committee meeting goes on, a number of industry and educational experts speak. This hearing will become to be known as the 1993 Congressional Hearings on Video Games, and it was the culmination of a moral panic, the thinking being that violence shown in media will be emulated by children.
But they worry about, the government, this is the thing here. They worry about the children emulating video games, but they ain't worried about the children emulating the United States government. What do the United States government do? Go around the whole fucking world killing people, taking their resources. I mean, that's just what it is. It's like they blaming the uncle for some shit. And you the problem too. That's what's wrong with this country. They place blame and don't want to accept responsibilities for the actions that they took. Keep going.
The ultimate result of the hearings is a more unified age rating system for home media. Although not explicitly stated, this idea is an evolution of fears tracing its way back before home video games to a long-standing theory, the social learning theory. This line of thinking became part of the social zeitgeist from a number of studies, starting with B.F. Skinner's operant conditioning and culminating in a controversial...
When they say the word zeitgeist, look it up, family. The word zeitgeist translate into new age way of thinking. You understand? Zeitgeist is a new age way of thinking.
But fascinating study called the Bobo doll experiment, overseen by Albert Bandura. The aftermath of the study reinforced the belief that children become violent when exposed to violent media. The experiments would, in retrospect, be...
That shit true as a motherfucker, man. You let a little kid watch horror movies all day, let him watch Jason all day and Freddy Krueger and all that motherfucking shit. He gonna kill somebody, nigga. Fact. You don't expose your children to such demon like media like that. Video games and horror movies. You don't set your children in front of the TV with you when you watching The Exorcist. Send them to fucking bed, bruh. When you want to watch Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, send them to bed, bruh. Don't let your 9-year-old kid watch that shit, bruh. I watched that shit when Freddy Krueger first came out, my nigga. All my OGs, all my OJs, remember this? Bro, I couldn't even sleep after I watched Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. Swear to God, nigga, I stayed up for 2 days when I watched that shit at 9 years old.
Seen as a
I will never put my kids
and
through that.
ethically questionable chapter in the discipline of psychology. Many criticisms to the experiments would be brought forward, including accusations that the children were manipulated to gain the desired results and selection bias. But the results would influence general thinking on children copying actions observed, which would ultimately be the scientific justification of media censorship and age-related restrictions. Welcome to the dark side of science.
Remember I tell you, Satan and the science go hand in hand. Remember I told you last story? Satan and science go hand in hand, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes science is a good thing. Sometimes science is evil. Welcome to Bizzy MC.
Our story starts in a small town in Alberta, Canada, named Mundare, on the 4th of December 1925, with the birth of Albert Bandura. He was born to Polish and Ukrainian parents. Growing up in a small town, educational opportunities are fairly limited, but under the guidance of his family, he became self-motivated. He was encouraged by his parents to seek out experience of life beyond Mundare. After high school, he took a job in the Yukon. It would be here that...
And you see how I go by everything like sometimes with race and stuff, but it's not to be racist and nothing like that. You see how this man could become a world-renowned psychologist or psychosis doctor or some shit like that. He had free range, man. Black people didn't have free range, man. 9 times out of 10. This man experimented on us, man. But we're going to keep listening. I don't know about it. I'm listening for the first time like you guys.
His interest in science would be sparked in an unlikely turn of events. While studying at British Columbia University, he took a psychology course in order to pass the time in his empty early morning schedule, becoming...
All my majors in college, whatever major you take, man, you need to add that psychology to your curriculum. Not solely, not make psychology your major, but you need to put psychology in your curriculum. Some kind of way, I don't know. Psychology, I took that and I got an associate's degree in psychology. Bro, it changed my life on how I look at people. People don't confuse me when they talk. Even doctors, when they reference certain doctors, I had to study these doctors in class. So I know the doctors these motherfuckers are talking about. And I apologize for using the word MF so much. But that's just how I talk. You watch Pulp Fiction. Go ahead and do what you gotta do. Go ahead and do what you gotta do. That ain't gonna bother me. Just like Samuel Jackson. He say MF in his movies, y'all love him. Let me do me, motherfucker. Nah, I'm just playing. But we're gonna get back to the subject.
Passionate about the subject. In 1949, he would graduate with a BA. To further his newly discovered passion, he moved to the university.
Damn, he got a bachelor's. That boy was doing something. I'm telling you, if you get a bachelor's in psychology or a master's, you are not a motherfucker to be fucked with.
Of Iowa. From there, he gained an MA in 1951 and a PhD in 1952. Postdoctorate in 1953, he took a teaching position.
This man had free reign to fill his mind up with a lot of fucking knowledge, bro. And I'm going to tell you something about psychology too, which turned me off. When you studying psychology, you go into it as a major. I went into it as a major. They was trying to teach me that there is no God. Not lying on that curriculum. A psychology curriculum would teach you that there's no God.
At Stanford University. Throughout the 1950s, Bandura became fascinated in a new theory, originally posed by B.F. Skinner in his series of lectures in the 1940s on social learning. Skinner mentioned a thing called echoic response. In its most basic form is the copying of a parent's speech by a child. Fairly straightforward and obvious when observing a child copy a parent talking. But Skinner stated that all verbal behaviour was underpinned by operant conditioning. Around the same time, a book, Social Learning Theory, was published in 1941 by Clark Lewis Hull, which suggested that personality traits were
I had to read that too.
Learned by copying parents' actions. In 1959, Noam Chomsky published his review of B.F. Skinner's verbal behaviour theories and criticised his 1957 book called Verbal Behaviour. Chomsky said that
because how can you study something? I would have criticized that shit too. How can you get research data? You know what a child is going to do. A child is literally a sponge. We all know this already.
Operant conditioning alone could not explain our ability to learn language. Instead, there is something more. As if Skinner's theory was right, then to learn a new response would require multiple attempts and positive reinforcement, much like how you train.
Positive reinforcement is social media, is movies, is music, is motherfuckers on the street. That's positive reinforcement for your babies. That's how your babies learn shit, bruh. They don't learn shit from you, bruh. You treat them like babies and shit. When they go to school and they do all that shit, man, but they learn that shit from the street.
The doctor sit. In the same vein, Bandura set out to find if learned behaviours were from operant conditioning, i.e. from reward or punishment, or from imitation, i.e. watching another do something and copy it. One particular thing that fascinated Bandura was aggression. In social learning theory, three models of observational learning are posited. Live models, where a person is demonstrating.
Shout out if you fuck with me, because I be on some deep shit, man. You know, sometimes you come here, sometimes I be with the bullshit. You know, sometimes I got the ladies on here, I got the nice music on here, bro. But sometimes you gotta come to open up your mind.
Seeing the desired behaviour to a participant. Verbal instruction, in which an individual describes the desired behaviour in detail and instructs the participant in how to engage in the behaviour. And symbolic, in which modelling occurs by means of the media, including movies, television, literature and radio. Stimuli can either be from real or fictional characters. Working with one of his first doctorate students, Bandura set out to prove his theory. This resulted in a 1959 book, Adolescent Aggression. The research for the book involved looking into the origins of antisocial behaviour of 26 adolescent boys. Each boy and a matched control were given an intensive interview and a TAT-like projective test. The parents were also interviewed to determine their attitudes about and how they actually handled problems relating to dependency, aggression, and sex as they arose from day to day.
See, they gotta research that shit within their community because they never had injustice to them. We already know about this about our sons and nephews and cousins in the black community, young boys. We already know. My people don't need psychology classes to see that our babies are fucked up. We don't need it. They're trying to research their own people to find out. And that's why we've been the subject of their guinea pig. I said that word in another video, guinea pigization. To them niggas, man. We are living guinea pigs.
Bandura's next study would be the culmination of his research, and that would be to put the theory into practice and see if a child would copy a model doing a certain kind of behaviour, and this involved a strange item, a large blob clown doll.
Get a $300 bonus when you open a new...
Sorry about the commercial. You know how the motherfuckers do. Here we go.
This is Bobo, a blow-up clown doll. Although a kind of creepy-looking toy, he is a bop bag and is intended to be used as a safe way for a child to practice boxing, bouncing around and generally playing with. Well, that's what my daughter does with it. An unlikely tool for a psychological study, but it will become a vital part of a classic series of experiments. The Bobo doll experiment would start in 1961. But first, let's look at the method that Bandura set out. The study involved 36 boys and 36 girls who had been...
Understand them numbers. Understand the motherfucking numbers, man. 36 girls, 36 boys. Right? What's the square root of 36? It's always going to equal to the number 6, bro.
Enrolled in the Stanford University Nursery School. They range from the age of 37 to 69 months, with a mean age of 52 months. 2 adults, a male and a female, served in the role of model, and 1 female experimenter conducted the study for all 72 children. The children were split up into 8 experimental groups of 6, with a control group of 24.
See the recurring number? 6. People tell me I'm crazy because I see this shit, bro. Niggas tell me because I'm crazy because I see this, bro.
Half the experimental subjects would be exposed to aggressive models, and half were exposed to models that were subdued and non-aggressive in their behaviour. These groups were further divided into male and female. Half the subjects that experienced the aggressive and non-aggressive models had same-sex models, whereas the others had an opposite-sex model. Each subject would be exposed to the scenario individually. This was to prevent the children from copying one another. The child and model would be brought into a playroom where they would be confronted by the clown doll. The child was seated in one corner filled with things such as stickers and stamps. The adult model sat in another corner with a toy set, a toy mallet, and the inflatable Bobo doll. Before leaving the room, the experimenter explained to the child that the toys in the adult corner were only for the adult to play with. In the aggressive scenario, the model would initially start playing with the Bobo doll. After a short while, the adult model would start to verbally and physically assault the doll. They would also use the mallet. After a period of 10 minutes, the experimenter came back into the room, dismissed the adult model, and took the child into another place.
I'm telling you about the adult model, man. That's their nature, man. All they doing is recording their nature, man. I'm just showing you some shit, man. Because our babies out here, we fucked up because of situations, man.
In the non-aggressive scenario,
Put the father back in the
doll
house.
was completely ignored, and the model simply played with the other toys in the room for the 10 minutes before being dismissed, and the child, like in a previous scenario, was taken to another playroom. The next part of the experiment involved the child being allowed to play in the second playroom with some toys. To create frustration, after around 2 minutes, the experimenter would tell the child they would have to put the toys down because they were reserved for other children. They were told they could instead play with the toys in the experimental room. In the first room with the Bobo doll, the child was allowed to play for 20 minutes, while an experimenter evaluated the child's play. The experimenter would record each time the child would initiate aggression in 4 ways. The first measure was based on physical acts such as punching, kicking, sitting on the Bobo doll, hitting it with a mallet, or tossing it around the room.
Hitting it with a motherfucking mallet. Fuck wrong with these goddamn kids, man. Fuck wrong with these Euro kids, man. They gonna hit that motherfucker with a mallet? I mean, I can see punching it, kicking it. I'm talking about, I'm gonna show you. The dolls that you blow up, right? They did an experiment with the dolls that you blow up. And you know the little clowns that be like doing like this. You can punch it and come back. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing you, look. Okay? That shit right there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, why would you hit that shit with a fucking mallet? What kind of aggression you have? Explains a lot.
The second measure was any verbal aggression towards the doll, especially if it mimicked the model. The third measure was the number of times the mallet was used to display forms of...
See that? You see how they bypass verbal aggression. That's serious. No. That verbal aggression is serious, bruh. Because I watch videos from people, man, that show me about Karens and shit. I watched this white lady call this black man all kind of nigga bitches. That's their nature, bruh. And the only thing that protects that nature is the police. If it was an even playing field and they know better, they know not, they can't do that, and they know shit, they can get fucked up anywhere, anytime, the Karen wouldn't exist. The Karen would not exist. I'm sorry. I done seen some of the smallest Karens roll up on these sisters. I'm like, hey, y'all, bitch, you really want that smoke?
Aggression other than hitting the doll. And the fourth measure was each time aggression was shown that was not a direct imitation of the role model's behaviour. Bandora's results were not particularly surprising. The children who experienced the aggressive scenarios were way more aggressive in the playing with the Bobo doll. The results also showed that if the model was of the same gender as the child, then they would be even more aggressive. The most aggressive were boys who had a male model who had shown aggression toward...
Of course a male gonna show aggression. That's a no-brainer, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna put no man with another man doll, expect him to be harmonizing with that motherfucker. He gonna punch that shit. I'll punch that shit, nigga.
was the Bobo doll. When compared between the two genders, man, males exhibited 270 aggressive instances compared to 128 instances exhibited by females. After the experiment, Bandura wanted to dive deeper, but it would take another 2 years before he upped the ante.
Yeah, they put a commercial in that shit. But yeah, man, that shit crazy. I'm showing you their nature, bro. 1963. I'm showing you their motherfucking nature, man. That's why these Karens exist. I'm showing you some shit. Please appreciate me.
For a second experiment, Bandura set out to see if the results would change.
So 1963, yeah, these are these Karens.
In the form of a cartoon or a film
you
in
following
comparison
me?
to a live model. Bandura also thought that maybe the children would experience a cathartic effect by seeing the aggression through the medium of media, or would watching the aggression on TV create the same response as a live model. This time the number of subjects was increased from 72 to 96, but like before, they were from the Stanford University nursery and were divided into 3 groups. A live aggressive group, a pre-recorded model aggressive group, and a cartoon of a cat being aggressive to the Bobo doll group. There was also a 24-child control group. Like before, they were subdivided again to gender. The original results from the 1961 study were used as a control for the experiment, and like before, each subject experienced the aggressive scenario individually. Like before, after the exposure, the subject was placed in a mildly frustrating situation before being left alone with the Bobo doll.
That's psychology 101. That's psychology 101. I'm telling y'all, they're pissing off. I'm bringing it to the hood. I'm bringing it to my people. I'm bringing psychology to my people. They piss you off, then they put you in a controlled situation where they can study you.
Results were similar to before with the live model, but what was interesting was that the children did actually show aggression after exposure to the pre-recorded model and the cartoon.
Fucking duh. If I piss you off and I send you into my control situation, I know I'm going to have a negative outcome. You understand? But this is where we get that. They were just trying to see the tolerance level back then with these little Euros, man, to see what's going on, because they know what it was going to be in the future. So they got to know the stress levels and things like that. They talking about the dark side of science. No. We need to see that.
A third experiment in 1965 sought out to find if classic conditioning could affect the results. This time, 66 children, 33 boys and 33 girls, were used for the study. Again, 3 groups were used, which were again subdivided into gender. The first group would witness a model display aggression towards the Bobo doll, followed by a researcher praising the model, rewarding them with candy. The second group would witness the same scripted scenario of aggression behaviours, but instead the model received a reprimand and was hit with a rolled wooden golf club. The third group...
Wait. Hold on, man. I'm playing with this fucking ball. Hey, did that nigga say they hit the motherfucking Bobo doll with the golf club? Bro, I'm telling y'all niggas, man. I'm telling y'all niggas, the numbering, I'm showing you what's going on. You understand? This world is ran by Satan, bro. But we just gonna keep listening. Pooch nasty, what up, my nigga?
Punishment for the displayed behaviour. The children, like
I ain't waving at you, nigga. That's some gay shit, nigga. I was hollering at you.
The child would then be placed in the room with the doll, and any aggressive behaviours would be noted.
Smiley 6 boss.
The
What's up, my nigga?
no real difference compared to the studies.
I see y'all niggas, man. Stay right there.
And control group. However, the group that witnessed the model being punished showed an interesting reduction in aggression. The Bobo doll
I ain't gonna act like I don't see y'all niggas.
Further Bandura's social learning theory and carve a new way of thinking. This is mainly due to children observing the punished model and subsequently understanding this to modify their own response to the Bobo doll without being punished themselves. But let's look at the study's criticisms.
Yeah.
Although not as controversial as other studies involving children, the Bobo doll experiments did have some shortcomings. Firstly, there was the question of whether the children did actually show aggression, or were they just mimicking the model. You see, children are very well known for copying adults, with little thought to the consequences, meaning finding out the motivation behind the subject's actions can be difficult and open to interpretation. An overtly aggressive act to an adult observer might be perceived by the child as a simple action, with no weight placed on the actual meaning behind it. A later study, which copied Bandura's method for the experiment, found that subjects acted much less aggressively when observing an aggressive model if they had a neutral exposure to the Bobo doll in a previous experience. This means that the novelty of the doll in the study could have encouraged a more exaggerated response from the children. The study could also be considered as unreliable, as most of the subjects were from the same racial and economical background, being that in the early 1960s the majority of attendees were wealthy and Caucasian, due to having parents.
Duh, didn't I tell y'all? Didn't I fucking tell? Oh, excuse me. Dad, I'm sorry. Didn't I tell y'all niggas, man? Man, didn't I tell y'all? The main motherfucker they were studying on was white, bro. That's why we got these Karens. They were studying for these Karens long time ago.
That were students of Stanford University. The main concern for the study, however, is its ethical implications. This is due to the children being almost trained into being aggressive by placing them in a frustrated...
Excuse me. This is 1963. I was born in 1974, and I'm 46, and some of these Karens are like 56 or some shit like that and all that. Bro, I'm telling y'all some real shit.
...situation before observing them with the Bobo doll. There is also a question of consent, as a child isn't able to make an informed decision as to whether they want to take part in a study. Needless to say, from all three studies, the subjects did not agree nor disagree to take part, which leaves a potential ethical grey area. The children also didn't have a long enough cool-down period between experience exposure and observation. This means that there can be no proper conclusion as to the long-term effects of exposure to aggressive acts. Which brings us back to the media and whether it actually in the long term makes children more likely to be violent in real life. Personally, I think age restrictions on media is a good thing. As a parent myself, I would not want my child to be exposed to age inappropriate material, such as swearing, as I know she would just start copying and say it to everyone she speaks to. I think the Bobo doll study is a very fascinating experiment. Although not particularly dark, I still really enjoyed looking into the subject.
I agree, man. That shit ain't dark worth a damn because the Euro had to admit by the end of the video it wasn't dark. Nigga, I've been saying that the whole video. This is the first time, man, I'm listening to it with y'all. For real, man, on Bizzy MC TV. I don't be looking at this shit first. I get the reaction with y'all. Bruh, I knew it. But they dog. I'll tell you something, man. Watch yourself out this motherfucker, man. Cause they got science on us, man. They've been conducting science on us for years, bro. Don't think they ain't doing science on us. They know how you interact with life. They know how you is. They know how you get down. That's why they know how to produce and bring shit to you through entertainment and media and through politics. Because they did study on you. You ever heard of COINTELPRO? Sometimes them big time drug dealers in your neighborhood, bro, that shooter, that nigga CIA. Sometimes that nigga be riding on them motherfucking rims in that nice ass car. That nigga CIA, nigga. COINTELPRO is real. But we're gonna get off that. All right, man. That was my story of the dark side of science, man. The Bobo doll experiment for 1963, man. They was experimenting for some shit that they were just trying to see how much they tolerate. All right. And the clown, I think the clown was representing us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just how I think on Bizzy MC TV. These are my thoughts. These are what I not believe, but this is what I just fucking say because I want to. It's not nobody that have any affiliation. My guest, nothing, has no affiliation with Bizzy MC TV. I say what I want to say. Okay? So, yo, man, that shit crazy, man. Next story I got right now. Coming to you, man. Psh, I got a plethora of stories, man, but this shit is crazy, man. I'm gonna read this one. I'm gonna read the next one. Alright? It says, dead man received 2 doses of COVID-19 vaccine. Man, I wish they stopped, bruh. Do y'all see the ridiculousness of this bush? All right, check it out. All right, I'm going to go into it. All right, let me stop playing. I got a show to do. All right. A dead person has received COVID-19 vaccine in Anantapur district of Andhra Pradesh. Wherever the fuck that is. All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on, man. I'm tripping, man. Yo, this shit funny. This shit story crazy, but hold on, man. All right, let me get myself together. All right. According to his family members, the son of the deceased man has received a message that his father has been vaccinated against COVID-19 at a vaccination center in the district. Oh, so he was given to it. Oh, that's they saying that shit killed him. So I'm sorry for laughing. I thought they gave a dead nigga COVID vaccine. That's why I was laughing. Nah. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so fucking sorry. I thought the story said I'm so, forgive me because I'm looking at it like you guys. I ain't read this shit yet. It was funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, y'all. But yeah, that sorry. Just the idea of they giving a dead person of the COVID vaccine is funny. All right, but nah, man, they said the son of the deceased man has received the message that his father has been vaccinated against COVID-19 at a vaccination center in the district. The man residing in the Hindupur city of Anantapur. I'm going to look this shit up. See if this is some real places. All right. Anantapur died in July. But his son received a message on his phone that his father had received both doses of this jab. The family members were embarrassed and angry over the incident. They alleged that the authorities involved in the vaccination process were not performing their duty carefully and registered dead persons for vaccination on the Cohen platform. Oh, so they use his dead body. Oh, that's another. I'm looking at it like, y'all, that's another fucking thing, nigga. Shit. All right, we're gonna keep going. All right. The district administration is already facing severe criticism over the registration for COVID-19 vaccination. So they don't even want it over there. Currently, the vaccine is being taken by village and ward secretariats from the administration. The responsibility of vaccinating the beneficiaries has been handed to the ANMS along with the medical staff. Municipal commissioners are responsible for monitoring the vaccination process, like the court. The district faced many irregularities in vaccination process. To achieve the daily targets of vaccination, the local health staff are reportedly registering as many people as they can without proper documentation and booking the slots on the Crown platform. See, that's what I just said. They marked them COVID as dying from the new Delta. I'm telling y'all, man, they padding the numbers, man. They get stupid, man. Like I tell y'all motherfuckers, man, go by y'all local emergency room, go look it up. Go check it out, man. Go say your teeth hurt. Lie, say your teeth hurt and go in the emergency room. You ain't gonna see a motherfucking thing in there. The district level authorities are saying that the local staff members are sending messages to people who are yet to get the vaccine shot. The staff, however, said it is occurring due to a technical glitch. As of September 12th, there are 15,110 active COVID-19 cases in Andhra Pradesh. I'm going to look that shit up. I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm not a doctor. I'm entertaining, okay? Leave me the fuck alone. The health authority administered more than 14.5 vaccine doses on Sunday, the highest number of doses administered in a single day by the state so far. Damn, bro. It's like that in America, man. You think it ain't like that here? That's why they're naming some crazy ass place. Y'all can look it up if y'all want to. It's new to me just like it's new to y'all and shit, man. I ain't gonna lie. These people are really putting COVID in your people and then marking it down saying they died from COVID. See, that's the thing, y'all. I walk by faith. I walk with God. That vaccine gonna have y'all walking around here. Y'all gonna be a zombie. I'm gonna have to. Let me stop. All right, I'm gonna go to my next story. All right. Shit. I'm gonna have to go to my next story, man. This story here is awful. This story is very awful. Ooh, 6 killed, 50. No, let me back that up. 6 killed, 56 wounded in Chicago. Weekend gun violence. Man, are you fucking kidding me, man? I live up here right now. And I live in a small town about 30 minutes outside, 45 minutes outside Chicago. They move here. Then you see them on the job. You see them on the street. I ain't understand how that type of shit fuck towns up till I start looking at that shit, bro. That shit fuck towns up, nigga. Nigga running away because his head about to get blown off in Chicago, so he come over here with that bullshit. And you know he on game, so you know that nigga gonna motherfucker intimidate the niggas from the little small town. Let me read the story. At least 62 people were shot over the weekend in Chicago, and 6 of them have died. 11 of the victims were children. Man, what the fuck going on up there in Chicago, man? I swear to God, man. Sometimes I question the brother minister. I'm sorry. Sometimes I question the nation. Motherfucker. You up there, your headquarters is in Chicago. Why is all these niggas killing each other like that? Where the fuck you at? I'm pissed off about that kids, bro. Fuck y'all. "11 of the victims were children under the age of 18, including 12-year-old Caden Ingram, who was shot and killed by..." Wait a minute. Wait the fuck a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. Yo. All right, I'm going to read this over. All right, I'm going to read this over. This is my first time reading it, looking at it just like y'all. All right, it says, 12-year-old Caden Ingram, who was shot and killed by his mother Sunday morning in South Chicago. In Chicago. Nigga, I'm right there. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you the truth on the shy shit, man. I lived out here for 10 years, man. Satan is out here strong, bro. Satan love this place, bro. Keep going. That's all I got to say. Police said Caden was shot in the head. Man, she shot her son in the head. Saturday morning in a home in the 8,000 block of South Bennett Avenue. Caden's mother, Phelan Harris, 37, has been charged with first-degree murder in Caden's death. Prosecutor says she shot him twice after she demanded to know where an SD memory card was and did not produce and said he didn't know. Each morning, a 16-year-old boy was shot. She shot her son over a fucking memory card? No, y'all didn't hear what the fuck I just said. What the fuck was on that memory card? That's what I want to know. To make her shoot her son in the head twice. What was on that memory card? Early morning, a 16-year-old boy was shot while walking his dog in the South Austin neighborhood. Police said the shooting took place in the first block of Lexington Avenue around 12 a.m. A driver got out of his car, approached the 16-year-old and just shot him. He shot him in the leg. On Saturday night, a mass shooting left a woman dead and 5 others injured, including the 15-year-old girl. A group of people were heading outside of their vehicles about 9:30 p.m. in the 300 block of East Kingston Avenue, where a person inside a vehicle fired multiple shots. A 40-year-old woman was shot twice. Let me tell y'all something. Man. There's so much of this I can go on with, man. I don't even want to read all this shit, bro. I'm just going to talk. Just going to talk right now. If you're a prayer warrior, you are any kind of clergy that believe in your faith, Chicago is the goddamn place to be directing that goddamn energy to. I don't know what's going on with the people up there. I don't know what's going on with the water, the air. I don't know if it's poverty. I don't know what the fuck it is, man. But the genocide of that motherfucker is egregious. The genocide in Chicago, man, goddamn, it's getting to where that shit is embarrassing. That shit ain't funny. That shit is getting embarrassing, man. We got kids shot. And half of that shit, bro, I'm telling y'all about some shit, man. I don't give a fuck, bro. That shit be the PTB, man. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to spell it out for you. You follow what I'm saying? That shit be the PTB, bro. They be doing them mass shootings and doing all that shit on you black folks, man. Blaming it on black folks, man. That's in play too. It ain't just gang niggas and niggas want to get, it ain't just that. It ain't just that. The PTB got their hands in this shit, bro. It's so much of this shit I can read, man. I'm just not gonna read no more of that Chicago shit, man. I am so sick of them up there with that shit, man. I ain't lying, man. Ain't no kind of help they can get but God. They need to stop all that. And the government need to stop putting these drugs out here. And the government need to stop putting all these guns out here. These boys shooting shit they don't even know how to handle. But that's my story with that shit, man. I'm gonna cut that one a little bit short because when I get to talking about things like that, it really touches a nerve because I can really go in. I don't want to fuck up my show. And that's it, man. That's my show, man. That's the thing that I have, man. The 3 stories that I have, man. That last story really rocked my world, man. I'm not even gonna lie, family. I'm not even gonna lie, family. That shit crazy, man. Thank you for watching Bizzy MC TV, where I bring the interviews, the hot commentary, and the music, man. Like I said, man, I appreciate y'all brothers, man. Dead man receives 2 COVID shots. Hey, yo, man, watch your people, man, because your people can die of natural causes and then put that COVID shit on his name, man. You don't want them to do that to your people, man. They just trying to pad their motherfucking numbers, man. I don't give a fuck, man. I've been telling y'all niggas, man, go ride by your emergency room, man. Go check it out, man. Ain't nobody need to be having no mass panic or nothing like that, man. Hey, telling y'all 100,000 people died in your town, go to the emergency room. Go check that shit out. Say your teeth hurt. You get an inside look. Into the dark side of science. They knew what they was testing for. We've been they science for years. If you can decode what I'm saying and you can decode how I worded this, you will call me a genius. are the science. You are God. We built them motherfucking pyramids, baby. We the sun. Shout out to my niggas, man, who support Bizzy MC TV. Where we bring you interviews, dope music, and commentary on stories that rock the world. Tomorrow I got Mr. James Johnson on this song. We gon' chop it. Been my pleasure to host this show. Peace.